Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So if you remember the Riga stem cutting that we had done, and as I've said this earlier as well, stem cutting is one of the most fastest method of propagating succulents. But again, when I say fast, in the world of succulents, it is fast. Now you can see the stem cutting that we had done. This was the area where we had done the cutting, and that was completely healed. Let me try and focus on it, and you can see that was completely healed. Now what I wanted to show you is what is happening at the sides, and here you can see this is our first pup. There is a small little pup coming up over here, and then there is a larger pup over here. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have 4 pups, and the larger one was the one that was already connected to it before we did the stem cutting. So we're now going to count that one. But you can see how quick a stem cutting can help you put out new pups compared to leaf propagation. A lot of my leaf propagation, they do not even have roots yet, but you can see on the stem cuttings the rate of growing pups is much faster. The reason is because this is a mother stem. It has well matured roots. The stem is very mature, and the pups that tend to come up on this, there is no crown area on this, so all the energy is put into these pups, and thus it tends to work out really well. Now the watering remains the same. Once you tend to see the pups, you can start watering your soil. Again, do not overwater it. Remember, there are not much leaves on this, so the soil can tend to stay moist for a longer period of time. So ensure that you water it when the soil is completely bone dry. Do not keep it bone dry for a very long time, like how we tend to usually do it for our adult succulents. Over here you want to water it, but at the same time you do not want to keep it moist for a longer period of time. Otherwise the pups on the stem will start to dry. The best way what you can do is try to maintain a very slight amount of moisture, but not too much, because the roots in this are already very mature. They might happen to get rotted, so you have to be extremely careful. As soon as you feel that the soil is completely dry, go ahead and water it, but do not keep it underwatered for a very long time. And now it's doing quite well, so probably in another let's say 3 or 4 months, they would be reaching another few centimeters, and then it is going to be even more visible. But so long it is coming up really well. The echeveria is also doing quite well. Now this pup that we had left, which we had not cut, is going to grow at a much faster rate, because now she no longer has any competition, because earlier it had 2 heads, so it had to share all the nutrients and water with them, but now she's all alone, so she is going to put up the growth much faster. So that's all about it, guys. I just wanted to give you an update on how quick things work with stem cutting. So if you are planning to do a stem cutting, you can definitely go with this process. But again, guys, if you are from a place, because this is an echeveria, but if you are from a place wherein the dormancy is very strict with echeverias, then please don't do any cuttings. In my city, the dormancy is not very strict. They do slow down their growth, but they do not completely shut down their growth. But if you're growing your succulents in an environment wherein dormancy is very strict, then try to avoid doing any cutting on dormant succulents. But if you're doing it indoor, then absolutely it's okay, because indoor the succulents do not go dormant. So indoor, if you want to do any cuttings, you can definitely go ahead with that. But if you're growing it outdoor, and if you're from a place wherein the dormancy is very strict, then avoid doing any kind of cuttings or leaf propagation of a dormant succulent. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.